Do you want to become rich like Elon Musk in the real world of the new world? Then stay tuned. So, welcome guys and gals back to New World. It's a good morning. Today is a very important day. Today is the start of the series where I will tell you each and everything you have to know about becoming rich in New World. As you might know, 90% of your gold income comes from the trade market. Trading, yes, the trade post or market, whatever you call it. 90% of your income comes from the trading. I will teach you how to be the most efficient and the best trader or a merchant of New World. The first thing I'm gonna teach you guys is the importance of professions. Yes, there are professions in New World. You might already have known. If you have invested enough time, there are professions in New World that you can master and just make ton of money. Now, this video is for those guys who already know they're gonna be playing New World for a very long time. They are already invested into the game and they will be sticking around. If you're one of that guys, well, you're in luck, because today I will be teaching you how to choose, why to choose specific profession. Now, by professions, I mean choosing your attribute. If you press K or just if you press escape and then go to your character, you will see there are trade skills tab. Once you go to your trade skills, you will see there are a lot of blocks or professions, you can say. There's crafting, there's gathering, there is refining. Okay, and if you go to the attribute tab, you will see there are attributes that you can put on that you can select. Once you level up, you will have those attributes that you can choose. There are other ways to get to attributes, but we will get to it later. Now, all of those professions that I told you directly relates to the attribute line you have. Now, why do you want to choose it? Because that's how you get damage or health. If you see, there are 5 attribute lines, starting with strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus, and then constitution. Now the constitution is a bit different from the other 4. Constitution gives you health no matter what weapon are you playing. There are different weapons in New World and there are different there are different attribute lines. Each attribute lines gives those weapons their damage. There is base damage of the weapons and then you can put more damage into them through attributes. Now, attribute lines have perks. For example, every 50 points you put into a certain attribute, you get a single perk. Now, those single perks will help you make money. Each and every profession, every attribute line relates to different profession. Now, if you go back to the trade skill page, which I will be doing in this case, anyways, you see there are gathering profession. You start from gathering and then go to refining. Once you have refined resources, then you do the crafting. That's how it goes. So let's start with gathering. In the gathering, you will see there's logging, just mining, fishing, harvesting, and scaling. Okay. Now, go back to the attribute line. Once you go to the attributes, so let's start with strength. The strength attribute is for the damage scaling of the heavy weapons, like hammer, like great axe, there's sword, and there is spear, there's hatchet. I think that's all of the weapons too. The more points you put into those, that's strength. Okay, sorry if you hear any background noises, I'm at my roof and yeah, deal with it. Anyways, the more points you put into those strength, the more damage your weapons will have. Now how it scales with the damage, to get more damage, that's a different thing. You just have to know that's how it works. Now check, if you hover over the first node, the first big blimp you see in the line of the strength, you will see a simple perk. That perk will give you different things. For example, the first perk I guess is going to give you either gathering speed or something like that that goes with your profession, but that perk is for mining. Everything you mine will be affected by that strength line and those perks. Now throughout those perks you will get gathering speed, you will get yield that will increase your gathering amount of the materials, and you will get other perks. Now strength and constitution have very important perk which I will talk about in a second. But if you go down to the dexterity line, it works the same way. You get yield at 250 points of every attribute, you're getting 10% yield, which is very important. And the other ones, you're getting speed, you're getting other things with it. Now if you go to the constitution, it has different line. Now let's talk about what are those different lines. Strength gives mining boosts, mining perks. The dexterity gives skinning perks. Everything you have skin in the new world is affected by that line. So if you're a hunter, for example, you can use bow when you're skinning. So if you're a hunter, which is a dexterity line, then you're a skinner in profession. If you're a harvester, which is intelligence line gives you boosts to your harvesting skills. If you want to be a harvester, that's intelligence lines. If you have intelligence line, then you are a harvester. In the same way, if you're a mage, then you're a harvester, because it is your intelligence line. Intelligence lines makes you a mage because your mage weapons gets damage by the intelligence. So you see, that's how everything is related to each other. Like if you're a mage, then you are a harvester, then you have intelligence line. Now if you're a healer, which is the focus line, then you're a fisher, then you're the salvager. You get perks for salvaging things, you get perks for fishing. If you have a focus line, if you're a healer, then your profession is fishing. And if you have constitution, which you can have with every type of skills, but if you're a tank mainly tank, then your main focus of the line will be constitution other than the strength or dexterity. Whatever you're playing, it depends on you. But if you're a constitution, then you're a logger, lumberjack. You have logging line, you have logging perks. You see, now if you're a let's go to strength. If you're a miner, then you're a strength, you have strength line. You will put all of your points into strength line at this 300. You see, at the 300 perk is very important for constitution and strength, because at 300 you're getting this perk, the ability to one shot a note. Once you have 300 strength or 300 constitution, you can have 25% chance to one shot a node. If you're mining, you hit it with your pickaxe, you have the 25% chance to gather it in your first chance. If you don't gather it in your first chance, you go back up, you go do it again. You have 25% chance again. It will help you a lot when you're mining high level nodes. For example, orichalcum, platinum, silver. Silver is the first line, anyways. Gold, or the star metal ore, because those takes a lot of time. They take more than 5-10 hits depending on your gear. So with that ability, you have the chance to one shot no matter which pickaxe are you using. The same way the logging works, the 300 constitution will give you the chance to do one shot of logging. So these two are very important. You will learn to use them into your attribute amounts. So now you have a total of 165 points, I reckon, then you can get just by leveling up. You have 125 points from your armor slots, you have 60 points from your weapons, and you have an additional of 75 points that you can get from your jewelry, which is amulet, ring, and your earring. So you have a lot of points to play around. Even if you put 300 points into one category, for example constitution, you can still have a lot to put into your damage. Now let's go through everything again. The importance of choosing a profession. Once you have chosen what your profession is going to be, then you put your points into certain attribute, and then you go collect resources, come back, then you refine it. So refining, if you're a harvester, your profession in refining, it will be loom. This is where you bring your materials and you refine them. Or you can also do it in Arcana, because you're a harvester, you collect things that are required in making potions and every other thing that is in Arcana, because that's your crafting profession. Arcana is your crafting profession because you're a harvester, you have intelligence line, that means you're a mage. So you need Arcana to make your weapons. So in crafting, you're the Arcana guy, you're the mage, you're the witch, you're the potion guy, you're the everything that has to do with Arcana. That's your job. So focus on it, gather any information that you want to gather about Arcana profession and exploit it. You're the guy. You should be the guy everybody should come to when they need potions. You should be the guy when everybody needs tinctures and everything that is related to Arcana. Now, mage in general, one secret tip: mage or a harvester or intelligence line is a very flexible and powerful attribute in New World. It's a very profitable, very powerful profession. Just a simple tip. Now, in the same way, let's talk about refining. So if you're a strength guy, that means mining, and that means you're the smelter. You grab your resources, you go to the smelter, you smelt your resources, you smelt your ores. That's your refining profession. And then because your refining profession, now smelting things works in a lot of crafting professions. This is just not one thing. You can do armoring, you can do weaponsmithing, you can do engineering. Everything uses ores, everything uses ingots. But I think the most amount of gold, or the most amount of the ingots that is used by is the weaponsmithing. But I tell you, weaponsmithing is the most difficult profession to level up, or the most difficult trade skill to level up, because it just takes a lot of skills. Now if you're a dexterity blade, which is skinning, then you're the skinning and tanning. That is your gathering profession. In the same way, leatherworking is your refining profession, and then you can use those things just like ingots. You can use them in your armoring, you can use them in your weaponsmithing, and also in engineering. So, but mainly I think you will be focusing on armoring. That's because that's where you will be using most of your leather. Okay, now the next thing is the intelligence, which I already told you. It's the harvesting, and then it's your refining profession is the loom, and then your crafting profession is the arcana. Same way, you can also do the armoring, because that's where you use most of your cloth, or infused leather, or infused silk, I should say, silk, satin, linen, and fiber, and yarn. Now the focus is kind of different. It's a weird profession, because there's no literal profession that relates to it, except if you're a focused guy, you kind of have to go with Arcana, because you want your life stuff, which is made in the Arcana station. So you can do Arcana, but it won't be as efficient as once the mage can do. But still, it's your profession, you can do it. You're also the fishing guy. So if your gathering profession is fishing, now you cannot refine fishing, but you can salvage them. That's what your node will give you. So you can salvage them. That will gives you more materials, and then you can use those materials in cooking. So cooking will be your main profession, because that's where you will use most of your fishes to make different kinds of foods. Now food Now let's first talk about constitution. So constitution, you're the logger guy, you're the lumberjack. You have the ability to gather wood in the most efficient way through logging, and then you the woodworking, that's your refining, and then your crafting is going to be mainly engineering, because that's where the most of your wood will be used to craft the rods, to craft the muskets, bows. All of these things uses mainly wood, so that's kind of the thing you can do. Now, one simple tip right now in the game, if you're watching as of right now, the woodworking is one of the most profitable professions, because there's just so scarce way to collect wood, especially wildwood and ironwood. So just a simple tip, if you're a high level guy, if you do this profession, it's very profitable right now, so exploit it while you can. Now okay, yeah, I know the video is getting very longer, but still, let's go to it again. You have the importance of profession. You choose one profession depending on it can be your focus can be because you wanted to be a harvester, because you wanted to be a farmer, because you wanted to be a cook, because you wanted to be a fisherman, because you wanted to be a lumberjack, because you want to be a tank, or the sniper, the musket guy, the rapier build, or you're trying different kinds of build. All of these things influences which attribute you choose. But once you know your weapon, you choose your attribute, you fill up that line depending. I want you to at least have 250 points when you're going out gathering things, because at 250 node you get 10% yield, which is very important. So once you get that, then you will level up your gathering by gathering different things. Then you will level up your refining, appropriate refining, then you will level up your appropriate crafting. Once you have these three things in the trade skill page, you get one of your gathering node, one of your refining node, and one of your crafting node. Now then you can start making money. You can gather that thing in the most efficient way, then you can refine it in the most efficient way, and then you can also use it in crafting in the most efficient way. You're way better than a strength player who's gonna be a miner, and he will be, if he does the harvesting, he's very less efficient than you. You can make way more money than him in this profession. Same way, if you're a harvester and then you're doing mining, well, you're losing a lot of time because you cannot one-shot any node. So choosing a profession and sticking to it is very important. Now, I don't say that you cannot go do other profession. If you're a harvester, you cannot do mining. Yes, if iron comes into your way, then you have to collect it. You just collect it. You gather it, level up your mining, because that's something you can do. You can do more than one profession at the same time, but it won't be as efficient than choosing one profession. So choose your profession, work on it, gather the information, and then you can make money. Now, I will touch upon the importance of one single person in another video. If you want to know more things like this, if you want to know more information, like, subscribe, and share. And for your more information, turn the bell notification on. I'm going to be updating a video every day.